Okay. Yeah. So basically, dictionaries are amongst the data structures, Python data structures that we will be discussing. And our objective today is to understand what dictionaries are and how we can create them, access them, and manipulate them using various methods, Python methods. And dictionaries are a bit different from lists. As you can remember, lists were ordered a series of elements or iterables. Series of elements or a sequence of iterable elements. You can use, you can play around with the words as long as it means the same thing. And we found out that lists are, the characteristics of lists are that they are ordered. That means you can index every element in the list using indexing. And we also found that lists are heterogeneous. You can use duplicates, you can use different data structures, you can use a list of strings inside a list, you can nest a list inside another list, and so forth and so on. And one more character is they're immutable. That means you cannot, they are, they are muted. Is it they are muted, not immutable? That means we can change them. Yeah. So when we come to dictionaries, they are also ordered collections of unique values stored in key value pairs. What this means is that, okay, let me explain first of all. Now we are in Python 3.12, thereabout. I use different Python versions depending on what I'm doing. So lower versions of Python from 3.7 going down, dictionaries were not ordered, they were unordered. But in higher versions, dictionaries are ordered. And that means we can access each item or each value in a dictionary using indexing and using their keys. And as you can see, dictionaries, their keys have to be unique. That's one of their characteristics. Their values which are paired with their keys. In other words, there is an equally, how do I call it? There is a way of accessing those values in a list, but in this time now, we don't use indexing. We use indexing. We are using those numbers and positions. But now in dictionaries, we are using their keys to find out which items are in which positions in a dictionary. Yes. So they represent a mapping between key and a value. So that's just, you have a key and you have a value and you map the value is, what we are accessing through their keys. More or less like the list, but the other way around. The list, we access the values or the elements through indexing. So in simple terms, a Python dictionary can store pairs of keys and values. Each key is linked to a specific value. Once stored in a dictionary, you can later obtain the value using just the key. For example, we have this example over here. So I have this list and I have content rating. So this can be like maybe some form of data for maybe basically just some kind of random rating. And we want to rate 4++, this is just the rating that I've chosen randomly. And this is probably the number of rating. This could be maybe views. And we can choose to use a list. However, that's going to be cumbersome for us. And if we choose to use a list, probably that this can look like this. So you could have maybe two lists, one for the ratings and one for the app number of apps. And if you probably could use something like this nested list over here. And this is it's Pythonic, albeit it's very cumbersome to read and not, because in the Zen of Python, we believe in what's called simplicity. If you go to the Zen of Python, we believe in, and if you import this, we believe in less is complex. So beautiful is better than ugly. Explicit is better than implicit. Simple is better than complex. So we believe in simplicity as much as possible. Complex is better than complicated, so forth and so on. That's the Zen of Python, if you can remember. So this is, if it's a list, this is how a list looks like, and all of us know how a list looks like. We assess the values in the elements in the list using indexing. As opposed to a dictionary, this is how this list will look like in a in a list. It will look like this. So we are matching the rating with the position index, like so forth and so forth. Now, when it comes to a dictionary, this is how a dictionary should look like. This is a list. We are using the indexing. But now when it comes to a dictionary, we match this is now the key with the value. So the ratings in which are 4++ are, we can access the ratings using this key 4++. And this can be a string, it can be a tuple, it can be something else, an integer, and so forth and so forth. And as you can see here, I've tried to use this rendition to show you that this is different from a list. A list, we will use this zero indexing over here, but a dictionary, we use keys. So these are the keys and these are the values. I hope that makes sense. So we can content ratings. So I've created a dictionary for this particular list that we have over here. And let me now get into how do we create a list, a dictionary. So I've changed the tab now. So for instance, we want to create persons. We can use the curly braces. We normally use something like this. So maybe these are person's details. Person details, and we use something like this. And let's say, for instance, this person has the first name. So this is the dictionary's constructor. So let's just say first name. And you normally have to include them in these quotes. And again, if it's a string, you have to use the same quotes again. It doesn't matter whether it's a double quote or single quote. So maybe this is Nick. The first name is Nick. And we have to separate this with that comma. And you have to use this full colon. So the second name, we can just say second is name. So we can say his name is Temesi. Now we can also maybe, let's leave it at that minimal level. So if we want to find what's Nick's first name, what we just do, what we will do, we'll use the key, and in this case, we can even print the keys here. The keys. So for us to just find out what are the keys in here, we just print dot keys. Yeah, and this should print for us these keys. So we can see here that the keys are first name, this is the key, and second name, these are the keys. So we use the first name to access Nick. This is his first name. We use this other key to access Temesi. This is his second name. Okay, and we can access just one name. So if we want to access just one name, which is the first name, we do this. We use F name, and we have to use, this is the syntax. So if we access it this way, we find this gives us outputs for us the first name, and vice versa, and vice versa. Okay, we can also create a dictionary, or maybe we can say, let's say this is another person 2. So person 2 also, we can have the details of person 2. This is another way we can create a dictionary. So we can use a list, and then we use we can use like a tuple like constructor. So the first name, maybe town, let's say the town where they are staying. and the syntax is a bit different from the other one. So Mombasa, let's use this one. So they're staying in Mombasa, and maybe their telephone number is this one. So tel is this, and we don't have to create a larger one. And now if we print person 2, we've made a mistake. Where have we made a mistake? Oh yeah. I don't think we need to have that unmatched. Where is it? This one, I think so. Yeah, so this is another way we can create a dictionary. You can see this syntax is different from the other one, so you can choose whichever is easier for you. And also we can access this. We can access these items through by using the same set of keys over here. There's also one more method that we can use. We can say maybe person 3. We can use, I think, we can use this one. And here you can just say maybe age is 23, 33. And maybe town maybe where they're staying. You can say this is maybe Nairobi. And let's print person 3. We got it right. So if we print person 3, let's check where are we making a mistake. Person 3 is and this will be here. Yeah, so that works also. So let me just recap again. So this is how we create a dictionary. You can create a dictionary either by using this curly braces constructor. We can use this curly braces constructor, or we can use this syntax here, or we can use this other syntax over here. Okay, so let me check what's next in our list. So remember, a dictionary is they're ordered. It has unique keys, and they're mutable. That means the dictionary element or object is mutable. That means we can play around with that. We can play around with those elements. We can change them as we want. We can assign. We can remove. We can invoke those Python functions. Okay. So we've talked about how to create a dictionary over there. Let me check other ways of creating a dictionary. I think we've done that. So any value can be of any type, remember that, and they can be duplicates are allowed in that, and keys in the dictionary must be unique. That means you cannot use the same keys; they have to be unique. Okay, so the values can be duplicates, but the keys have to be unique. So how do we assess the elements of a dictionary? There are different ways we can be able to retrieve the elements of a dictionary, like I've showed you over here. So if we want to retrieve, like I've shown here, if we want to retrieve the first name, you use the key, and you can retrieve that. We also can use, let me check, we also can use, I think, there's a get method that we can use. Let me check. Yeah, we can use the get method. So we can probably say person details dot, and remember object dot attribute notation, object dot attribute syntax. Remember object, this is the object, this is a dictionary object, this is our syntax, this is how we invoke this method to manipulate this particular object, dictionary object. Okay, and we pass in the name, which is for instance what we want to person details. Okay, I can just print this first here. So these are the names that are in here. So we can probably print the first name, which is the F name. So person details dot get. We invoke this function, and we can say here maybe S name. So we just want the last name, and you can see that forks out for us the first name. So I've said we either use the key or use the get function. Okay? So let me check another thing. We can also get all the keys and all the values and all the items in a dictionary. So how do we do that? So for instance, we want to see, I've already shown you how if we want to get the keys, we just do this, we get the keys. This is for us to get the values in the dictionary. We invoke that function, and then we can invoke this function dot items. So this will print for us all the items in the dictionary. Okay, so for instance, where is it? Just with keys. Attribute keys. Why? I think it's key. Key should be key. Just a minute. It should be keys. Yeah, it should be keys. Person 2 dot keys. This should be able to pull for us the keys. I thought I did it somewhere here. Keys. This object has no object. No, this is not a list. It's a dictionary. Let's try another one. Keys, because we did it here and we got it. All right, so this gives us the keys, and let's check the values. Are we together? So you can see that these are different. The keys is the first name and the second name, which is the F name, and the S name, and the values are the names. All right. For instance, I can come up with something like this, like let's say letters. So letters, we can do this. So letter A, we can assign letter A to 1. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and so forth and so on. So letter A to 1, letter B to 2, letter C to 3. Okay, and so we can just say letters dot keys. So this should give us the keys. Letter S dot keys. What is B, C to letters dot keys? Where are you getting this error? It's not defined. How? Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So and of course we can find out. It shows us that this is a type. If we check the type of this object, we'll find that this is a type. These are keys. These are dictionary keys. If we check out these ones, so we can easily fork out the keys, which is A, B, and C. Let's do it again. So A, B, and C are the keys. Let's get the values. these are the values. So the values are 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope that is clear. And we can get all the items, like print out the entire dictionary. So you can see it gives us these are the dictionary items. So that's A, B, and C, and so forth and so forth. Okay. Any question up to that point? I was told that I'm very fast, so I want us to get it, because when we keep on piling data structures on top of others, if we don't understand it, then we might get lost. So please, if we are together, give me a thumbs up so that I can proceed. If we are together, give me a thumbs up, we can proceed. Okay, we are together. So the next thing that I want us to learn is we can assign each method's output to a separate variable and use that for further computations if required. So we've already done that. We've got we've got the keys, we've got the values, and we've got the items. So we want to look at iterating a dictionary. So how do we iterate over a dictionary? So we can iterate through a dictionary using a for loop and access the individual keys and their corresponding values. So let's see this in action, how we can do this. So, okay, so let's check maybe for, let's first of all get maybe person. Let's just print persons and check the elements inside persons here. I don't have persons, maybe is it persons 1? Person 1, I think so. Yeah. So we have these details. So we can say that for key, for us to access this, we can say that for key in person details, let's print the key. For now, we can just print the key. We can now access that, so we can print the keys. We can also see the same thing that we're accessing, so we can print the keys and the values. We can print the keys and key, maybe something like this. Print key, this gives us this and this, maybe gives you. All right, let me not get into that. Let's do it like this. I don't want to do like stripping them. Oh, I'm conflicting. I'm mixing them with the lists now. Key, person key. Key. And, here. Soon. And yeah, something like this. While we're not printing person details. For key in person details, I don't want to. We can say dot items here. We can say for key in what am I calling it? Let me print this first. this prints out all the items, first name, nickname. So probably you can use something like this just to make it more visible. Or, but I wanted something better than this, so we can just maybe use this print out here and say key, something like this. Here we can say value, values, and put a comma here, and also screen back to us. Let's put some spacing in here just to help us in visibility. And maybe put something like that. So first name, nickname, but I want them to be like, I don't want this tuple result. So this is how I did it. This is how I did it. So I had the key and person, okay, key. And I indexed them using the key, not the list. Now are we not getting it? Key in person. Phone. I don't have to use this. I think so. Yeah, it's coming out the way I wanted it. So I can just put this under this, just to fix this the first name. Maybe let's just put everything the way it's supposed to be. Maybe here I need to change this. Where is it? This. Where is it? This dictionary over here. First name. The second name. First name, second name. Okay, let's run everything. Run. Let's run. Okay, let me just come here. So now it should work the way I want it. So we can see here we have first name, next second name, and tennis. There's a way we did this with enumerate function in list. I don't know whether you can remember. For index, we used what's called index. For index, for key, for index, yeah, key in enumerate function, and then we pass something like this, and then we can just print. I'm not quite sure if it's gonna work. We can just print this. I can say that this key is in index is in index. Okay, yeah, that way. And this yeah, first name is in index 0. Yeah, V is in index. The first name is in index 0. The second name is index 1. Something this, you can compare these how you want them to look, and you use whichever you want to use. So if this is now, if we use the for loop and use this kind of syntax, we can retrieve almost something similar to this. So you can check if you want to use a dictionary or if you want to use something like this. And this enumerate function. Okay, so where were we? We were trying to check as accessing those details in a dictionary, I think. So where's this one? So for key in person details, let's check dot items here. How will it behave? Dot items. We can access all those. Okay, this one you can let me see. How did I do it? Key value, key value. Oh, okay, for key value. All right, so I did something like this. Let me remove this for key value in person details dot items. I think so. Dot items. Let's print key value. This and I'll show you why I'm using this, and then key value 1. This still is gonna work. So this also works the way we want, and we've mixed. Like now you might be wondering, why are we bringing in the indexing issue over here? But now we are indexing this key value that's in this dictionary item. That's what we are indexing. We are not indexing the dictionary, we are indexing the iterable. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so let me check something else that we need to cover as well. And I can even make it let's use something that's more friendly. So we can, let's say we have this rating. So like I said, that we have this dictionary, and A rating A stands for maybe A. We can say A stands for 100. You can find out your ways of doing a dictionary because it's convoluted in a way, like it can mess up your mind a bit. So to me, it's easy for me. So we can maybe say here B plus. B plus is 8, is 90, and B is maybe 85, anything like that, still valid. And maybe and then maybe C, or let's say this is 60, or anything like that. It doesn't matter. And so we can just say for rating, or we can say ratings here. So for rating in ratings dot items, something like this, we invoke this function items, print rating, and then we pick up the index of this particular rating, and yes, something like this syntax. We pick that from one. Key error 1. Okay. Yeah, and similar. You see now you can use it in a way that is making sense. We can put this here, this separator, to help us separate them. I think it's fun working with dictionaries, and you have this something like this, akin to enumerate functions, akin to what is. Yeah, so you can choose whichever you want to use and work with it. Okay, perfect. So let's. So we can also find the length of a dictionary. Where is it? We can also find the length of a dictionary. So we just use the len function, len rating, like ratings, and it gives us 4. So that's a simple one that when you know, of course, we use that range method, len method, find what we're looking for. We can also find, we can add items to a dictionary. So let's try and do that. And we can use, there are 2 ways of adding an item into a dictionary. We can use, there are 2 ways of doing that. We can use, let's first of all print. We can use, so this is this thing. So we can use keys and update method. Okay, we can use these 2 and update method. So when we're using the keys, so let's say we want to, what did I say, adding or changing? Okay, let's see. So our dictionary is called ratings. Dictionary object is called ratings. And maybe we want to add, we want to add what? We want to add maybe, let me see. I think in A. Yeah, that should be A is equal to, let's assume it's something like this, just for us to now. Yeah, so we've changed that. We have changed the item. Initially we had this at key A was holding the value 1, and now we change. Key A is now holding the value 122. And we can also, let's say for example, we can also update ratings. Dot, we use this update function. It's a function, as you can see. So we want to update. This is the syntax. We want to update. Let me check what syntax. Before even we can add something totally different over here. We can add something, maybe let's say F before I do that. So let's say we want to add, we want to, because these are ratings, so A, B, C, D, E, E. So let's say in E, key E, we want to create another key called E. And now in this key, we want it to hold another value. So we want key E to hold for us 40, maybe 50 in this case. So if we print this out, now you can see now we've inserted another rating called E that's holding for us 50. So let's check how the update function works. So the update functions works this way. So we can say ratings. We can add many, like now several elements in this object. ratings dot update, and we use the curly braces, and so let's say f at f we want 30, and then let's see if it works. And this we can do multiple. So at f we've added 30, so but I wanted to add several. Let's see if this will work. So at f, A, B, C, D, E, F. At G we add maybe 20, and maybe let's call at E, F, G, H. At KG we add something also, maybe 10 now, and then let's find out if it really works. So it's working. We can add several items in this dictionary object, okay, as you can see over here. Another method that we can use, look for it. Yeah, so basically just that. Yeah, we've added more than one key, and you've seen that the dictionary keeps growing. We can use another function called set default, and let's say, for example, we want to, let me use something else. Let me call the person details. Let's use this person details, print it out. So let's add here, let's add something here. So person details dot set default. If, for instance, we don't have, like now, we don't have town here, we can set a default value for this. Yeah, we don't have town here, we can add it and set it as a default value. So maybe Mombasa. We can add this here. It has to be a string. It's a string. Set default. Invalid syntax. So what am I not doing correctly? Town. Yeah, I've remembered. It should not be. It should not. It should be this way. Yeah, I think so. This way. Yeah. Person details. So we've added as default here, and we can also say there's something I wanted to do. TNAC, we've added town as default. What if let's see if we can add zip, maybe. Zip. But I also wanted to point out something. Let me first of all print this. So this is the current dictionary, the way it is. And let me add zip to it. Let's pick it here. Zip. It is 200. It's like a postcode. And now if we print this, zip to print this, where is it? If we print this, yeah, now we have the zip here. So what if I also still have some details dot set default. So we want to set something as default, and we again add zip set default 19. What person details? Why is it default zip and or are you spotting an error somewhere? Spin name. Yes. Somebody lifting their hands. Speak up, please. Somebody lifted their hands. Might not be seeing something. Second name, this is okay. First name, that's okay. Second name, that's okay. Zip. Let me check. If you can spot an error mistake somewhere that I made and I'm not seeing, sometimes I can miss it. So zip here 200. Why is it refusing? Okay, zip 200. Okay. Now let's say here zip. I don't get it. Set default. Yeah, here. Yeah, zip 200. There's something I wanted to try. So it's since we have zip, it's not changing. All right, okay. Let me. There's something that I wanted to. All right, yeah. Let me just print everything for key value in person details dot items. Let's print key value. So first name, second name, first name, second name, zip. Okay, so this itemizes for us everything, just like as before. First name. Okay, this is almost, it's something I've forgotten, but it's running the way I want. So we can just add something here so that just to make it look neat for us. First name. This is basically what we did, almost like what we did before. So let's move to something else. But there's a way we can set that default. What if we mention key and the value does not exist? What if we do this? In this case, it will print what's in there. But if the value of this zip is not there, for instance, if it will give us a null outcome. So if now we print this, it tells us none because it shows that we don't have a value for this particular key. Something like that. But I'll try and check it out what I am missing. All right, so let's now look at how we can modify the values in a dictionary. I think we tried to do that, but let's, I think we've done it. We can also do it. We can also do it again. We did it with ratings, so let's check ratings again. So ratings, we have all these ratings. Let's see if we can use these ratings. Girl ratings. So I want to remove what's in PH. Or I think something like this. PH. And then when I print ratings, okay. So you can see the original one was this one. Now we don't have H. It's been removed. So remove that one. There's also an update, I think an update method. We can reassign. We can remove something. Let's the way indexing works also. Let's now assign something to A, different. So we can say ratings. So we want to remove A, what's in A, and change it. Let's say 3,000, something like that. Just to help us know the changes are taking place or not. So this also changes. As you can see here, it's been changed. Okay. So this takes time for you to master all these methods. You just have to read them slowly, and then you'll be able to master them slowly. You don't have to really to stress yourself. So I've removed an item by using that del keyword. I can also use pop item. Remember, we had a similar. We had this, and I think you know how it works in lists. And if we did this, so this is ratings 3. This is a list now. So if we do pop, it normally pops, I think, the last item, or it's dot pop. It removes the last item. And now if we print ratings 3, so it works in a similar, almost like the way this works. Ratings 3. So you can see we remove this. But now let's go back to our dictionary. So our dictionary is ratings. So this is the dictionary, and let's invoke the pop items method on dictionaries. Pop item. Items per item. So it pops out for us the last one. It also behaves the same way. For items, it removes the last element in this dictionary, which is G20. And now if we print our ratings object again, it doesn't have the G20. Okay, let's check for another one. We have the del key.